Very good morning, Mahendra. Mahendra
Morning.
Tate. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great, sir.
Awesome. So, Mahendra, I have got your CV and you have applied for which position today?
Senior business analyst, sir.
Senior business analyst. Absolutely right. So, why don't you get started and talk to me about yourself? Please brief about your journey till here.
Sir, my name is Mahendra Tathed, and presently I'm working with Guru School as a senior business analyst. And earlier I have worked as a business analyst in the various organizations. And this is it.
Okay. So your experience is all around business analyst. So what do you have
Yes.
done as a business analyst?
So I have managed teams and done a lot of projects, and mainly using a agile methodology, and generally whatever the domains I have worked is financial, healthcare, hospitality, and supply chain management.
Okay, and how much total experience you said you have?
I have approximately 12 to 13 years experience, sir.
12 to 13 years of experience. Okay. So fine. So 10 plus 12 to 13 is okay. So that's what I read over CV as well.
Yeah.
When you were talking about a design methodology, what do you mean by that? Just now you said about design methodology.
Design methodology means whenever the project will come, just we will make a flow charts and uh, design the project in a way so that, and we give a timeline to that.
Okay, it's you who give the timeline? Timeline of what?
Timeline of the product owner give the timeline. I just set the timeline, and then we just give it to the developer and the team.
And where do you set the timeline?
We do set the timeline in Jira.
Okay, so you are Jira user. You use Jira
All right.
frequently. All
Right.
right. Okay, so you were also talking about some domains. Can you again speak up and tell me that what all in domain you have worked already?
Yeah, I have domain in the financial and then healthcare and supply chain management.
Okay,
Yeah,
healthcare, finance, and supply chain management. Okay,
right.
so uh, can you tell me that which was the project related to finance I can see in your CV?
Yeah, so my recent project is with the ICICI Bank, is a finance, and prior to that, there was a asset management company of PSSG Capital Management Private Limited.
Mhm. So in finance domain, what module you have handled? Because I see that you have been working since September 2022 and still you are working almost heading towards a year. So what
Right.
all the module you have handled as a subject matter expert or as a business analyst?
Um, yeah, sir, we have just, coordinated and majorly into the archive storage kind of a thing. So majorly into the KYC and the the users data we have just stored, and those things we have done.
Okay, so is there any model? You meant to say it's basically KYC?
Yeah, it was a KYC.
Okay,
KYC
user.
documents, like KYC documents related cases.
So you were able to archive this as well, maintained in Azure archive storage. Okay,
Right.
so Azure means what? From Azure, what, Azure database or?
Yeah, Azure database, sir.
Okay, so do you have any idea into database as well? Database management or something like that?
Yes, sir, because I have just used this Azure database in this project.
All right. And so when you maintain something in Azure database, so what kind of expertise I may call you have? Is it related to you can write some SQL query as well? How it is?
Yeah, SQL query, I can write it with the help of my team. I just wrote a few SQL queries as well.
Okay, okay, understand. So great. And you have also mentioned in this company that you had coordinated in UAT. Uh,
Right.
and
User acceptance testing.
yeah, so can you tell me that when exactly UAT happens and how did you contribute in specific ICICI Bank and where you were located during that time?
Yeah. So majorly, okay, mm, I'm out of my answer.
Sorry, come again. You can take your time and
Yeah.
speak up.
Sorry. I think this I don't know.
No, no, no. I'm asking you that you said that you coordinated end user acceptance testing.
Right.
So how did you coordinate it? It's a simple question from my end. What did you do
Okay.
when it comes to
Okay.
coordination?
Okay. So whatever the data has come, so like we have just sent it for the user to test it, so that before giving the execution and reporting.
Mhm. Okay. And when did you realize that your UAT is done? Your UAT was over. User acceptance testing was done. When did you realize that?
Yeah, once the product was ready, then we thought that the user acceptance is almost done.
So project is ready. And how did you come to know that product is ready? Well, what
Uh,
exactly happens in UAT? I wanted to understand from you. I understand you coordinated, but can you also tell me what was happening in UAT?
no, sir, no idea, sir.
Okay. So tell me who was doing UAT? Was it you? You were coordinating. Then who else was there in UAT?
Sir, my team was there.
Who all were there in your team?
Developer was there.
Developer was there in UAT and they were testing it.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Um, okay. Okay. Tell me something what you contributed in PSSG Capital Management as a business analyst.
Okay. PSSC Capital Management Private Limited is a stockbroking and portfolio management company. Like we just manage the portfolio and asset for the clients. And we have just recorded, each step whenever the client need advice, and these documents we just processed and stored confidentially. So
Okay.
we yeah
So where you used to store these documents confidentially?
uh, yeah, we used to store in a database, sir. We used to store in
And what
database.
database you used to do then?
Mm, Same, sir, Azure.
Azure during 2019 to 2022.
Right.
Okay. All right. Fine. So can you also tell me that you were just now talking about portfolio management? Can you just quickly brief me about the entire life cycle of portfolio management, please?
Yeah. So once the client is ready, that okay, he just want to join our company and as an investor, then he will just give us a certain fixed amount to us, and then we as a portfolio management company, we just buy the shares and stocks and other related investments, and we do investment for on behalf of them.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. So you said that you have a prepared burn down chart and reviewed a sprint burn down, release burn down chart, maintain impediment logs and all. So what exactly you do in burn down chart? What do you check in burn down chart? Why do you prepare burn down chart?
Burnout charts we prepare just to understand whether we are in the timeline or not.
Okay. What exactly you check whether you are in timeline or not? How do you come to know? What all legends go inside burn down chart when you prepare?
Majorly timeline, sir.
Timeline, yeah, against what?
Timeline against the development of the project, sir.
Okay, and what do you develop when you comes to when it comes
Product,
to
sir. Yeah, product,
yeah,
sir.
yeah, when you develop the product, how do you develop? Means what you use to develop, what approach you take to develop, or what approach did you take to develop the product over here with the PSSG Capital, or your team took the approach? What approach it was?
Same, sir, sir, through user stories, and then we manage the user story estimation, and then backlog we have just
So
prioritized.
when you are talking about backlog, so what do you mean by backlog? Backlog, how does backlog look like?
Yeah, backlog means the work which is already pending.
Okay, backlog is work means already pending. So when it comes to preparing the backlog, can you tell me who prepares the backlog? Who prepares the work is pending?
Sir, I only prepared, sir.
You only had prepared?
Right, sir.
Okay, so product owner did not prepare the product backlog.
Yeah, product owner helped me, but I have done most of the work.
Okay, so here you had done, and what happened means after you prepared the product backlog, what happened after that? What did you do?
Yeah, once the product backlog is then we have reviewed, and then we have again reviewed, and then again the timeline has been set up in the Jira, and then we have just tracked the entire project.
So what is product backlog? I know it is a to do. To do of what?
To do of the works to be done, sir.
Okay, and this work comes as what and from where?
Yeah, this works comes from product owner, sir.
From product owner. And who
Yeah,
gives it to the product owner?
he gives to the team, and I just coordinate it.
Who gives to the product owner? Who gives these backlog item to product owner?
Most of the time, I give, sir.
You give product backlog item to product owner.
Yeah,
And from where you get product backlog item?
impediment log, sir.
Impediment logs. Okay. And who fills this impediment logs? Okay. All right. So you have talked about collaborated cross-culturally with various stakeholders to define scope. So
Hmm.
when you are talking about defining scope, what do you mean by scope? Can you please tell me about scope? How do you define it?
Yeah, scope of that particular product, that what has to be involved. This is basically product owner decide, and the like before getting the product, before creating the product with the management team.
So how do you
I mean
define
to say vendor. I mean to say vendor.
vendor? So who all are stakeholders as vendor and you was
Vendor, product manager, I myself as a business analyst, and the development team.
okay. These were only the stakeholder. Anyone else in the stakeholder?
But client is indirectly a stakeholder, sir.
Okay, okay. So in defining the scope, was there any involvement of the client?
No, sir. All the data has been given by the management team.
Okay, so you never interacted with client for anything?
Yeah, presently we have never interacted with the client.
No, in
Uh,
any of the project in the past, did you interact with client?
Maybe yes, in some projects.
What was that?
Yeah, but during user acceptance testings, we do interact with the client.
How do you interact with the client and where it happens, user acceptance testing?
Like we just give the product to the client, and we ask them that like this is the product, let us use it, and then they give the data, and then we just run
Okay.
the run
Now
through.
let me tell you one scenario. Say, for example, you are sitting in which city you are in right now?
San Francisco.
San Francisco. And say, for example, your client is sitting in Denver.
Yeah.
And now you guys decided that it is going to be UAT. So what mode generally you take to, let the UAT complete? Where do you do this UAT actually? In your office, or you're working from home, or what exactly happens? Where do you do it? So tell me, on what stage UAT happens?
Once the final product is ready,
And
then
how do you
all
know, final product is ready? Okay, all right. No problem. So you have also mentioned about system change request. So system change request document, trace test cases and functional specification. So you were the person who used to trace the test cases. You were preparing the test cases.
no, my team used to do it.
And who was in that team?
Uh, Developer and the product owner, sir,
Okay.
and the
Anyone
program.
else?
That's it, sir.
That's it. Product
Yeah.
owner, developer. That's it. When you are talking about developer, what do you mean by developer?
The
What
one
they do?
who the one who make the make the this product.
So what do they do for making the product?
They just they code it, sir.
They code it. So coders, when you are talking
Yeah.
about code developers, you mean to coder. Awesome.
Right.
So created test cases and test script also you have mentioned for user acceptance testing. That's the reason I was a bit interested to know that. Have you created any kind of test cases in the past?
No, sir.
Do you have any idea of creating of FRD, BRD or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever prepared user stories somewhere?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What are the user stories?
User stories is basically the thing like which we have to do it while making the thing, so that basing on that, development team can understand what are the products there.
Are you busy in some other activity? You want to complete it?
No. I've just taken the pen and paper, so I thought whatever you will tell, I just write it.
Okay. All right. Understood. So fine. So from where you means from where the user story arrived? I mean, from where you get to know, or you happen to work in user story?
Yeah, so the product manager gives us the lines after he have a meeting. Like we have a meeting with project manager and our vendor along with the development team, and then they run down the entire thing, and then we make a flow chart, and then we write a user story.
Okay, so tell me about some development approach you recently used in your recent. What kind of development approaches you are aware of, Mahendra?
So it is basically a entire product. Suppose if any product we have to make it, then we have to understand the entire life cycle of that project.
Can you tell me a project lifecycle?
uh, yeah, just for example, suppose if we have a training center who just do a train and provide the jobs, then in that what has happened, that like first we do the market of that product, that okay, we are giving the training, and then if somebody shows the interest, then we just take their application in, and then we just give them a training. Once the training will over, then we give them a job training, like a mock interview kind of a thing, and then we offer this candidate into the market, and then we get a job for him.
Okay. And say, for example, you are converting this entire project into an IT project. So what development approach you will use, or you might have used?
Yeah, so first we will understand what are the activities needs to be done. Then we will write the user stories. Each user stories will have its own flow chart,
No, no,
and
no,
then
no.
we will.
Okay. Can you tell me development life cycle? Development approach I was asking. Can you tell me the development life cycle? What development life cycle do you use? Or you have used? Okay. Can you tell me methodologies that you might have used? All right, no problem. So, fine, I have seen that you have 10 to 12 years of experience. And how do you, last question from my end, analyze the business epic and write user story in AGM? So, you were able to analyze the business epic and write user story. So, both the activities you had done it. Yeah, am I right?
Yes, yes, yes.
And what is AGM? Okay. Fine. No problem. Do you have any question? But
Uh,
last question from my end. You have also mentioned manage backlog items for next or future sprint and organize. So what exactly happened when you enter in a future sprint? So before that, what do you do?
Future sprints, not much idea.
Okay, no problem. So fine. Do you have any question, Mahendra?
No, no, sir.
Okay. All right. So thank you so much. You will be notified about the result, what exactly it is, and what will be the outcome. Our HR will be in touch with you. Okay. Thank you
Thank
so much, Mahendra.